Lorelei? You're going to read? Ready?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of the Emerald Coast. I'm Lorelei, a member of this fellowship and your service leader this morning. The UU Fellowship of the Emerald Coast is a religious community united by a shared set of values and principles, committed to service, spiritual growth, and caring and fellowship. If you're visiting today, you will find more information about us on the back of your order of service, on our website and Facebook page. Please fill out a visitor card at the blue table or by the front door so we can connect with you and send you information about upcoming events. We are a community of friendly, imperfect humans, and we welcome you here. All of us were visitors and strangers once. We found friends and opportunities for spiritual growth and justice. This work in the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. We treasure the warmth and empowerment created here and welcome newcomers to be a part of it. We honor and acknowledge that we gather on the unceded land of the Muskogee Creek who stewarded this place long before we came. This morning is an intergenerational service. This means that the children will be remaining with us throughout the service. This service is a group effort from all of us in religious exploration, what we call RE. And we want to invite you all into our religious exploration circle this morning. Today we are all young or young at heart, and we are all here to explore. Sound good? Okay.
Thank you, Jude. I have a few announcements I'd like to make too. And you can read these too in your order of service, but I wanted to point out a few things. So we're having a budget meeting on the 26th. Immediately following the service next Sunday, we will be presenting our annual budget. This reflects our vision for our community and what we value in our fellowship. So if you'd like to review the budget, they'll be presented. You can also contact Treasurer Denny Lauer beforehand. There's an email there. And there will be an ice cream social afterward, so even more reason to come and to stick around. But you also want to be a part of what we're doing here and find out what's going on with that as well. And I would like to welcome Karen up here to make another announcement related.
So first of all, a message from the treasurer who couldn't be here today. It is not too late for those few of you who have not submitted your pledge for the next year. We want you as members. That is a requirement, is to make a pledge. There's no minimum amount, and I'll be happy to pass it on to the treasurer if you are able to do that, or to Finance Chair Judy Byrne-Riley. Now, another announcement is about the Shanks family. We have done well in providing meals for them while Stacy is recovering. We have 4 openings for this week. So if you were out of town and couldn't participate last week, your opportunity is here. Please see me after the service so we can fill out the week. Thank you.
I'd also like to point out that there is service leader training coming up, and we need service leaders. It's fun, and it's not at all as stressful as you might think. And so during second hour on May 3rd, we're going to have a service leader training. So come learn how to put together the order of service and present the Sunday program. All needed resources will be provided, and help is always available. And I also wanted to make sure to mention that the celebration of life for Edward Charles Farley will be on Saturday, May 2nd. Please join for the celebration of life honoring the journey of longtime UUFEC member Edward Charles Farley. Beginning at 10 a.m., we will gather in the UUFEC sanctuary to share our favorite stories and memories we have of Ed, and to celebrate the special joys he brought into our lives. And light refreshments will follow the service, so I hope to see you there. Today, our service will have a bit of a different flow. Just so long, for longtime members, I appreciate your flexibility as I try a few new things. In the spirit of spring and new life popping up, why not? So with that, I'd like to get my son up here to help with the chalice lighting. No? Well, how about this? Can you come light it then? Thank you. It's okay. Thank you, bud. As we light this flame, may the light it casts warm your heart and open your mind. And remember that this flame was given to us by those who came before us, kept burning with the deepest of care. It is this living light of our living faith. May it burn away all the things that keep us separate from one another. Now, please, if you would, rise in body or in spirit, join in song together. And I will encourage you that moving and dancing is not forbidden. So I'm going to play a couple songs, which is another thing we don't normally do. So we're going to play 2 songs back to back, and they're going to be a little upbeat, so I hope to see you moving a little bit. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Well, this strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. I said this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. And I think you know this one. It's a little different, so pay attention to the words. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, we'll hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let me hear you. Oh, I'm it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Well, I won't let no one blow it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let no one blow it out. I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let no one blow it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Shining bright till justice comes. I'm gonna let it shine. Shining bright till justice comes. I'm gonna let it shine. Shining bright till justice comes. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, you sound wonderful.
Oh, that went well. I love that. Those are a couple of songs in that order I heard played at a UU church in Atlanta we went to, and I really liked it so much I wanted to bring it to y'all. So now I'm happy to invite any and all children or young at heart humans up to the front so I could have y'all's attention. We are going to do for our time for all ages. It's good to see all y'all this morning. So, for the past few weeks, I have been thinking a lot about these little bracelets that people around me used to wear when I was, I think, about your age. I'm sure that some of y'all might remember them. They used to say WWJD. Do you remember those? What would Jesus do, for anyone that isn't old enough to remember? And I remember for a moment, it felt like they were everywhere. They just absolutely everywhere. People still wear them. Well, there you go. And while many people can and do disagree about what Jesus might do in any given circumstance, the life of the man, the teacher himself, that he lived is certainly not the worst example to live by, maybe. But here in our UU Fellowship, we look to a lot more examples than just teachers like Jesus, don't we? What other examples do you think we might look to? What do you think? I'm going to hand this to you. You're going to say something. What other examples? Where do you look for guidance?
People who don't give up.
Sorry. People that don't give up? Is that what you said? I love that. Where do you look for guidance? Where do you look for example? You don't know what to do.
I guess my chickens. I don't know.
Your chicken.
I mean, they're pretty smart, sorta.
I love that. What do you think? Do you want to say something? Yeah? Where do you look for guidance?
My mom.
Oh, I love that. Her mom, family. What about you, bud?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Well, as you use, one thing that we look to is the natural world, right? Like your chickens. We know that we are all deeply connected to it. We're dependent on it. We've been learning about that in RE. And we know that we must grow and transform along with the natural world too. And so, we look to nature to teach us as well. One of my teachers, a Zen Buddhist named Tyson Casey, he likes to ask this question all of the time, which is what reminded me of those bracelets in the first place. He likes to say, how would nature respond? How would nature respond? Which I shortened to, next slide, what would nature do, right? So what would nature do? So how about this? Let's say you have a bully, someone who's bigger than you, more aggressive and mean, and they won't leave you alone. Every school day between third and fourth period, they find you in the halls and they pick on you. And I'll be honest, this is a direct example from my youth. And I didn't really know how to handle it at the time. Adults told me all sorts of different ways that I might handle it. Some good, some absolutely not good. But I have a different question for y'all today. Instead, how about we think about how nature would respond in this situation? What would nature do about a bully? You don't know?
I'm tired.
That's okay. What do you think?
I think nature would just let it happen and just don't let it affect them.
Don't let it affect them. I like that. That's kind of good. What do you think? What would your chicken say?
So, a little fact about like female chickens, whenever there's no rooster, they create a hierarchy of themselves. So they just kind of take it whenever the higher one attacks them. And if a lower one attacks them, then they're going to attack back because that's not their place.
That's not their place, huh? Interesting. What do you think? Do you have anything to add? No? Okay. Thank you. Oh, please. And this goes for anyone in the crowd, too.
I think nature gives us so many examples of how to handle it. Like what Alex said, just kind of take it and thinking about like a rock or a tree, something that's very stable and stationary, it just can weather the storm. Or in the case of chickens, it's like you just kind of know pick your battles. Like, oh, you're going to mess with me? No, but then this one messes with me, it's not worth it. And there's so many different ways, like, you know, other creatures might choose to be in groups, have friends to walk with. So there's a lot of examples from nature, and I think that's why I'm really, really enjoying this example you're giving.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, please.
So as soon as you said that, because we were working here Saturday, and I've been working in the yard, pulling a lot of those vines out of the trees that I just don't like, and they tend to cover the tree. And so there, the vine is like the bully, and the response of the plant is to just come out from under it and make more flowers.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of here, I can't deal with you, but I can grow and I can make more flowers.
I love that. Anyone else have anything like that? Wow, that was great. I'm so glad I asked this question, because even y'all brought up some different things that I wasn't thinking about, because I have an example that I was thinking about in my own head. And that's amazing. I love the vine. That's so great. So what I was thinking about is how a creek might respond if a big boulder fell in its way. What do you think?
It would break down the boulder.
How long would that take?
Millions of years.
A long, steady process, huh? Like a long, steady process, huh?
Well, how are creeks made? Do you know? Where do creeks come from?
Isn't it like water, like kind of like weathering? Like it's like I don't know.
It's not a trick question.
It's like water, like weathering down like the earth and like
Sure,
making
yeah.
it.
I'll tell you the answer I was looking for is it's a ton of water that comes together. It's all a bunch of different water droplets. And that's something that Melissa had brought up too, is that we can act together. And you know what happens? One little water droplet, I don't think you can move that boulder. But do you know a whole bunch can? And so maybe we need to move in packs. We need friends. We need to look to nature for a whole bunch of different examples. Does that make sense? Hold on, one thing, yes.
How rivers are made, isn't it like the ocean evaporates up water and then it rains down into like a river and then it carves things?
Yes, and all of that water is in a big, awesome cycle that is in us too. A creek, a river, it's not made of one drop of water. Water is the softest thing, as some monks like to say, can move the hardest and strongest things. It's steady and patient, acts together with other water molecules, and it changes the world. Something else we learn from nature too, the river doesn't have to take the rock getting in its way as a personal attack. Something pushed that rock into the river. So maybe next time you're lost or confused and need a guide to look to, why not ask yourself, what would nature do? Thank you. Let's make some. Y'all can go sit in your seats. Scurry away. Now is time for a treasured tradition in our fellowship, which is the sharing of personal joys, milestones, concerns during our worship service. This is a sacred time. It is for those who are experiencing truly significant events in their personal lives. We invite you to come forward, place a pebble in the bowl, and share silently or in a few words. Through this brief ritual, we deepen our connection to one another. And as always, we ask that you only share personal stories you have permission to share.
like to invite my partner Rachel up here to help me with this next bit. This is a meditation that some of you might be familiar with, but we're going to sing it together. And how this is going to work is that this side, so kind of starting from here and over, is we're all going to sing this. And I'll show you the melody. It says, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, good, stop. All right, so, and then this whole group over here, this is your part. It goes, when I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Keep singing. When I breathe in love, peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Keep it going. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. There we go. Y'all are great. And I'd like to say that's one that I just sing all day through. So if you ever need that one, just call it back. It's right there. And generosity is a spiritual practice, and our fellowship is supported entirely by pledges and donations. If you are paying your pledge today, please mark your check in the memo line. If this is your first time here, feel free to pass the plate along. We're just glad you're here. And do we have our greeters? Thank you. Okay, cool. After the song of dedication, we'll share cash and undesignated checks with our April Split the Plate partner UUA's Side with Love campaign, where we, as a larger denomination, amplify the voices of the oppressed through online media. We show up in partnership at justice events across the country. We lobby national leaders on immigration reform, racial justice, equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people, religious freedom, and more. And above all, we work to make love real in the world. So please be generous as you are able. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live. Now, friends, I would like to invite UUFEC's Assistant DRE, Pastor Ivy, to speak with us now. Ivy?
Good morning. I finally made it up here. So, the last couple weeks in RE, we have kind of shifted directions. Instead of focusing on the big pictures within different practices and faith religions, we have shifted to talking more about the Universalist or Unitarian Universalist values. We have gone through interdependence, interconnectedness, where we took a big ball of yarn and we talked about making a spaghetti dinner and all of the different ingredients and pieces and parts and people involved in the spaghetti dinner, from the pasta makers to the cow that made the milk for the cheese. And then we expanded on that and we moved towards transformation. And we talked about how transformation can happen in a community when we come together and we share our resources and we support one another. And now we get to kind of zoom in a little bit. How do we get entire communities to get to a place where we are open and trusting of each other? Is this making a noise? Can I use that microphone?
Let's see if it's better.
Honestly, I don't like being stuck at the podium anyway, so good. So how do we get entire communities to get to a place where we are open and trusting of each other? In the words of Chicana scholar and poet Gloria Anzaldúa, I change myself, I change the world. When we don't know what's coming next, we tend to reach for what is predictable, what is comfortable, what we know. But transformation asks something different of us, to stay open and to act from who we are, even without a guarantee. James Baldwin, an American author and civil rights activist, tells us, "For nothing is fixed, forever and forever, it is not fixed. The earth is always shifting, the light is always changing, the sea does not cease to grind down the rock." That was a great example earlier with the boulder in the creek. Now, in preparation for this, I went through my UU pocket guidebook that I just got, and I looked at the definition in here for transformation. Within the first couple pages of this book, you will see the UU principles or values that we all agree to. In place of a creed, we agree to live our lives by these values. And under transformation, it says, we adapt to a changing world. We covenant collectively to transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian Universalist heritages, never complete and never perfect. In our UU tradition, transformation is something we return to often. We inherit the wisdoms and the knowledge and the experience of the people that came before us, but we also know that we're still learning. We're still adapting, we're still changing. There's still work to be done in this world, and because of that, we must also adapt and change to meet those needs. Therefore, transformation is ongoing, inherent, shared, and real. But even so, how we experience it depends on how we define and make sense of it. We each have a framework or a programming that tells us how to respond and react to things. Everything we observed is filtered through a lens of our own experiences, beliefs, and definitions. When things happen, we have a choice to allow the experience to reinforce what we already think, or we can meet that in curiosity, allowing that to reshape that framework or programming. If something happens to us enough over and over and over again, it starts to feel predictable. Our brain starts to anticipate that same reaction every time. It even feels inevitable. But sometimes what is predictable, even if it is limiting, can feel safer than what is unknown. Other times, we do allow that curiosity. And just when we get so close to expanding our thoughts, expanding on what we believe, expanding on our values, our survival brain comes and slams the brake. It says, oh no, that's too scary, we can't do that. Because not only are we questioning a belief, but those beliefs make up our identity. So when we question our beliefs, we're also questioning ourselves. Our bodies reinforce this. When we feel uncertain, our stress responses activate. Our brain says, oh no, there's a threat. And suddenly, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that tells you that there's a threat, the part of the brain that puts you into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, that part of the brain activates. Our nervous system gets dysregulated. You might feel that in your chest. You might get a little shaky. And oftentimes, our nervous system will react before we've even had a chance to think. In those moments, we become more predictable. In chemistry, when a system is under stress, it shifts to restore equilibrium. That is called Le Chatelier's principle. When a pressure is added to a system, the system adjusts. When there's a change in concentration in something in the system, it compensates. And when there's instability within a system, it shifts to restore balance. The more reactive a system becomes, the more predictable it becomes. And the more predictable a system is, the easier it is to influence and stabilize that system. But here's the thing, here's the catch. Stability and growth are not always the same thing. Transformation asks us to stay open when we don't feel safe yet. In mental health, there is something called the systems theory. And it is when a family tries to maintain homeostasis. One person changes, and the system adjusts around it to find that new normal. It's kind of like a thermostat in a home. Have you ever had your thermostat set to auto and you pick a temperature for the cooling and you pick a temperature for the heat? And then if you notice, when it starts to kick on, say the AC will kick on, you have it set at 72. So when it tells that the outside temperature is at 72, it will kick it on. But what happens is it overcompensates. It goes on and it goes maybe to 71, 70 degrees, and then it'll cut off and it'll allow the air to readjust until it says, oh, hey, it's too hot again, let's cool down. In the natural world, new growth doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It begins in uncertainty, pushing through the soil, adjusting to the sunlight, sometimes stretching as far as it can just to reach. Donuts. In fact, the more certain I try to be when it comes to the natural world, the more I find that it's uncertain. For example, I have started my garden this year, and as much as I have tried to plan, I have labeled everything, I have a spreadsheet, I have graphs, I drew out every garden bed. I labeled my seedlings meticulously, Did very well this time. And even so, I have random things growing. I don't know what they are. They're everywhere. Somehow I bought one fennel plant from Paradise Plants and Palms over here in Valparaiso. I bought one fennel plant, but somehow I have two growing in my garden. And they're not even near each other. It's not like they could have just they're in entirely different parts of my garden. And then, of course, I put out seeds for the winter season. I put my seeds out, and I waited. And I was like, dang, these carrots, these are not growing. So what I did was I threw out more seeds. And I waited a couple more weeks. I'm like, what the heck? Throw out more seeds. All right, let's try different seeds this time. So I threw out different seeds. And now, not only do I have the wildflowers from the last seeds that I have, but I have all of these carrots. There's so many carrots that I had to get rid of some. Truly, the more I try to create a system or create a routine or try to figure it out, the more uncertain it is. I guess that's a good thing when it comes to trial and error, because you learn to work with the environment. You learn to work with the garden. You learn to work with the river, the creek. I now have 18 tomato plants in my yard because I decided it would be a good idea to germinate an entire tomato. However, that is nothing compared to the 78 squash seeds that I germinated because I was impatient. And I tried to give many of them away. I don't know if any of them are still living. If you have any of my squash plants and they are still living, yes. Instead of trying to manage and control everything, I've learned to wait, to observe, to be patient, and it's not easy. It's not easy. What did not sprout immediately did in its own time. If we decide to embrace the uncertainty, there will be times where all we have is the next right step, the next choice that aligns with our beliefs and our values. When we practice that kind of trust in ourselves and we allow ourselves to be authentic, it begins to extend outwards. It becomes an invitation to allow others to be in their own process of becoming, to be in their own messy chrysalis stage, to figure things out, make mistakes and still belong, still be wanted and needed and valued and worthy. As we move forward as a congregation, as we move forward in the process to find yet another minister, we don't know what may come to pass. We don't know who we will find. We don't know how having a new person here may change us. Let us trust ourselves and do the right thing. Theologian Catherine Keller taught, faith is not settled belief, but a living process. It is the very edge and opening of life and process. To live is to step into trust, into the next moment, into the unpredictable. And to end, I will share this from Reverend Joe Cleveland. May we covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. May we be open to change. May we cultivate openness to possibility. May we appreciate where we come from. May we dwell in the impermanence. May we know that we are never complete, never perfect. May we accept discomfort and challenge of change. May we revel in the transformation and growth of who we are. May our transformation be in the direction of wholeness and justice. May we transform with and into love. And finally, let us become the kind of person that we are looking for during this search. Let us embody that ourselves. And let us be open to someone matching that, finding us. Let's try a different way this time. May it be so.
We extinguish this chalice each week so that it can be relit when we come together again. In continual rebirth, the flame is renewed alongside of our hopes and our dreams, our cares and our concerns. May its light burn within you now, inside out, so that others may share in its loving warmth. Now, I'd like you to please rise one more time. We're going to sing a song, and this is another new one. And I have Rachel come up here just with a little bit of a help. There's an echo in this. There's a call and response. It's sort of a New Orleans second line kind of thing. So it'll be written clear up there. You guys will echo what I say, and then we'll all sing together. So I say up above my head, and then Rachel will point at y'all, and y'all say up above my head, and then we all sing the rest of it. So. Well, up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. Sorry, I had to change that key. Up above my, all in this room, I hear music in the air. All in this room, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. Well, up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe, well, there's a joy somewhere. Up above my head, one more time. I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. All right, now, y'all, what I want you to do is go in peace, go in love, go in joy, and go eat together. So this is over.